remember the cameras were everywhere, especially in the United Kingdom. But, you know, I have to say, I always remember, James, when you had just come from, you were reading for Fresh Prince.
Oh.
And you said something at the time, I thought, I'm not sure he knows what he's talking about. You said, well, you know, it's that kid who has that song. Parents just don't understand.
Well, why would I know him? I don't listen to that music.
But you said he was amazing and he's going to be a huge movie star.
Did I say that?
Yes, you did. He's going to be huge. And I thought, I've seen that video and I thought it was okay that I don't see that. And you know what? These days I see Will Smith and I know he's such a great actor and he's done such good work and you do it on the day.
Well, you see, I don't remember. They ask me that all the time, and I never remember knowing that because again, it was just another audition, you know. And David, you know, as actors, we're like, okay, we need auditions because I need a job. It's getting toward the end of the month. We gotta pay rent next month, so let's hope I can get these things, you know. And it was just another audition. It was go audition. They're writing a pilot for this kid who, this rapper, who, you know, Fresh Prince. I said, what? Who? I don't listen to rap. You know, jazz, R&B, little classical, rap, please. Call me when you got some music, okay? And I didn't even know the song. I didn't even know. And it was funny because we went in, and Joseph Marcel, who played Jeffrey on the show, they had just flown him in from London, because that's where he's from. He's from London. And so that's where we met. And we just happened to meet outside waiting to go in, because they were auditioning me for Jeffrey and for Uncle Phil. And so him and I we just sat and talked and had such a great time that people came outside and just asked us to move because we were being too loud. You know, it was like, okay, cool. And I remember going into the room, sitting in a room not unlike this one, long table, all these suit types, you know what I'm saying, sitting there. It's like this, you know, like you walk into a vacuum. You're just like, you know, making me laugh, being funny, scary. And I didn't care because I had another audition right after, so who the hell cared? I saw this kid sitting by the, you know, one by the table. He had his feet up on the table and his hat turned around and sitting in the back, you know, just sitting there. And they said, okay, that's who you're going to be reading the scene with. I said, okay. So they gave me my sides, which are the scene. And before I started reading, I looked at him and I said, take your foot off the table. Turn that hat around and look at me when I talk to you. Because I didn't care. You know, my mother would have slapped me upside the head if I'd ever acted like that in front of somebody. Please, you know. Because I, you know, like not that this has anything to do with it, because, you know, I was raised by a single working mother, and I say, my mother never got the memo that a single woman couldn't raise a male child. You know, her attitude was, I will raise you, I will kill you, that's it. I brought you in this world, I'll take you out, make another one look just like you, and give it your name. You know, don't get confused. It's, you know, I love you, but you can't be replaced. You know, but I'm sorry, that has nothing to do with it. But it just reminded me of that thing. Probably. It probably is, because, you know.
Did he sit up, take his feet?
Yes, he did, immediately. And it's funny because we talked about it later, and he said it's just, because he was raised, his mother raised him, his mother and father divorced early. And it just so happens that his mother and my mother wound up being best friends. We introduced them, you know, after the first year we introduced them, and from that point on, they're just, you know, it was like we called each other, like, where's my mom? I don't know, she's with yours. Or they, or my sister will call me because he'll come kidnap her and take her up to Philly and hang out with Carolyn, and we don't, you know, I'm like, where's my mother? I said, she's been up there for a week. Can I have my mother back, please? You know, which was interesting because when I hurt this foot, I was doing, I had a metal frame with wires and whatnot going in my foot, and I also had a job down at the old Globe doing 2 trains running by August Wilson. So I went down to do the play, but I wouldn't have been able to do it if I didn't have help. So my mother flew out to take care of me because my wife had a job. But you know, I love my mother dearly, as I'm sure we all do, but I haven't lived at home in 40 years. Need I tell you more? Okay, I know I'm lucky, I appreciate her, thank you God, she's healthy, all of that. I quit smoking and I started again. Okay? It was like, Mom, you know, I really do know how to wipe my ass. I might not do it the right way, which is the way you do it. Okay? But I'll do it my way and it works fine. Thank you. Okay? Couldn't say anything because it's still your parent. You know, and there's absolutely nothing you can say. It doesn't matter how old you get. Once they're there, it's, yes, Mom. Yes. I need a cigarette. I gotta get out of here. You know, but thank God for her. She helped me do that. But and she was a big fan of the show because my mother only went to the 6th grade because they pulled her out of school to take care of her brothers and sisters. It was, you know, back in the day, you know, in the South, and that's women, you know, that's what happened. Girls, you know, you didn't get educated. The education was wasted on you, and unless you were somewhere where you had the kind of support you needed as a woman to go ahead and achieve. But that was the time, and it wasn't a thing that you did, you know. So they pulled her out of school, and but the thing is that she always had a value of education. She always had books. She believed in books. There were no options for me. I knew I had to finish school. I knew I was going to college. I knew I wasn't going to fail. That just simply wasn't an option. You know, it was just not acceptable. So whatever excuses there were, I don't want to hear the excuses, okay? So you're going to black money. I said, look, you know, get over it.